So glad you could be here for another edition of Broadway Profiles. I'm Tamsin Fidel. Aretha Franklin, a music icon, an activist, a star. Now we're getting excited for one of the movie musical events of the summer, Respect.
The new Aretha Franklin biopic features a who's who of Broadway stars and voices, including six-time Tony winner Audra McDonald. She plays Barbara Franklin, the mother of the Queen of Soul. We talked to Audra, as well as the screenwriter of Respect, Tracy Scott Wilson.
My journey to being involved with the film Respect happened in a kind of a weird way. Aretha Franklin had spoken on camera a few times about me being somehow involved in the film, and at one point, years ago, possibly playing her, but Jennifer Hudson came on the scene, and then Aretha was like, oh, never mind, not you, her.
Okay.
Find out what it means to me.
You really like it?
We love it.
Riri.
Riri.
It's really good.
Jennifer was picked by Aretha herself to star in this movie. Jennifer sang for her many times when later on, when Aretha wasn't feeling well, she would sing in her stead, and so she knew her. So that was just set in stone, and there was just no. And then of course it's just like, well, of course, who else?
Working with Jennifer was such an incredible treat and an honor. I was so impressed when we worked together in the moments that we shared in the scene, how committed and disciplined and focused she was, and how, in what looked to me, how effortlessly she became Aretha. I know that's not the case, but she made it look easy.
Telling this story, the Aretha Franklin story, was a very deeply emotional and spiritual experience. It's nothing I ever imagined that I would get to do. And I just grew up listening to her. I grew up, the biggest fan. I don't even know how to say a fan. She was just a part of my life, almost like a family member.
How is Aretha doing?
Aretha's doing alright.
Just alright.
Singing is sacred.
So my research that I was able to do on Barbara Franklin was honestly not a lot, because there's not a lot out there that's known about Barbara. But the tidbits that we do have are very powerful, and I can now understand why Tracy and Liesl felt it was very important to cement who she was in Aretha's life in the short amount of time that she was able to be in Aretha's life. She was a wonderful singer. She had more of a soprano-type gospel voice, which I think is one of the reasons why perhaps Aretha was at some point attracted to my voice to somehow be a part of her telling her story, and I think it's probably because I have a voice that was similar to her mother's. So Aretha Franklin was a very political person, something that is absolutely, we see in this film. She was not or really found her voice and found how important it was to speak out about causes that mattered to her. I feel that I'm sort of the same way in that, if you have a platform, you should use it for good and, in whatever way that you can. And so I co-founded Black Theater United with a bunch of other Broadway performers with the hopes of working to change the space so that when we come back to Broadway, it'll be a better Broadway, a more inclusive Broadway, a more diverse Broadway, and a more anti-racist Broadway.